talk to me.
I open the pages, they talk to me.
Come on now, brew walk for me.
Urban Gorilla, that sauce on me.
How was I pay the cost on me?
He the boss man, he got up on that cross for me.
He the boss man, he got up on the cross for me.
He the boss man, he got up on that cross.
Yeah.
I open the pages, they talk to me.
Come on now, brew walk for me.
Urban Gorilla, that sauce on me.
How was I pay the cost on me?
He the boss man, he got up on that cross.
Let me show you. He said he think about that. He needs second Israel's.
I don't think we should hate anything. You know what?
All right.
You
Let me show you.
You mean
Yeah,
real?
that's
Got
what-
it.
That's the whole point. That's the whole reason why.
I'm gonna get on the other side of it.
Get on top.
No, it's not, because we're going to be ruling forever and forever and forever. We're going to rule in righteousness. What they did, raping women, cutting kids out of the stomach, that went in righteousness. So our Bible got a guideline on how we're supposed to run stuff. But the way they ran this thing was ordered out of like chaos. They went too far.
Give me that and
They went too far. Give me that.
further the affliction.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 13. And therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished.
Yeah, don't be curious on how the ungodly shall be punished. So for what they did for putting us in slavery, and we talk about hate, the way we got hate is dealing with your nation before you deal with other people. That's how we show love to our people.
1 and 15?
We
Oh,
talk
that's
about
definitely,
walking
that's
around
right.
like every white person I see still Nah, not that. So we saying we love our people and we despise the other nations. We don't care about them. We getting our house in order. That's what it means by that. And it's going to be a judgment that the Lord got for me. So be not curious on how the ungodly shall be punished, God.
And when? But inquire how the righteous.
Yeah, inquire on how the righteous, because that's what you're supposed to be, righteous. Israelites, that's what we was created to be. The righteous spirit to show all the other nations how to worship the Heavenly Father in the right and the correct way, God.
Shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created.
The world was created for so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, the Israelites. So everything they did to us, they went too far anyway. Give me that. Let me show you. What they did, cutting, raping women, raping. You know they rape men too on the plantation field.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So everything. Give me that. Galatians 67.
Done. The book of Zechariah, chapter 9. I'm sorry, Salah, chapter 1 and verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the
The
heathen
Lord said He very sore displeased with the heathen, with the other nations. Go ahead.
that are at ease.
Read on.
For I was but a little displeased.
So the Lord was a little displeased. Watch this. Go ahead. I'm showing you what I'm saying.
And they furthered the affliction.
And they furthered the affliction. So basically, it's letting them know the Lord showing you that they went too far. What they was doing is rules and guidelines on how to treat a servant. They went past them rules and guidelines. So just because of that, they got a judgment. They got to come to them because what they did to us. You don't believe in karma? I know. I'm saying why you want to be a good person when you can get good energy to come back. You do good because you like. I'm doing good because I want that good energy to come back to me, right? So if you do bad stuff, what you think gonna happen to you? Bad stuff gonna happen. That's karma though. I'm saying so somebody wrong for won't recompense what happened to their people and what happened to this day. I'm wrong. Somebody wrong for thinking like that. All right, that's all we saying. So it's gonna be a judgment on what they did to us. You know what I'm saying? That's all we saying. What you got?
I was gonna go there too. I had 2nd Ezra. 2nd Timothy?
Book of Galatians,
It's
chapter
Thessalonians.
6 and verse 7.
Thing is a righteous thing to
Be
recompense
not
tribulation.
deceived.
That's Thessalonians.
God is not mocked.
God is not mocked. Read on. Watch it.
For whatsoever a man soweth,
Whatever you do, God,
that shall he also reap.
that shall he also reap. So the same stuff they sold on us, rape, robbery, and murder, is coming back on them. And that's only right.
God.
And then we're going to be ruling forever and forever. That's like it was intended to be.
God.
All right? How you feel about that? What you got? Oh, yeah, First Thessalonians. What you got?
It's the same
All right, watch
thing.
this.
Book of 2nd Thessalonians, chapter 1 and verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing
It's a righteous thing. Go ahead.
with God
God, read on.
to recompense tribulation
Recompense, tribulation. Recompense means pay back. Tribulation, go ahead.
to them that trouble you.
Them that trouble you. All they did since they got us off the shores of the west coast of Africa, came over here and struggled us, put us in bondage, and rape, robbed, and murdered us. Now we can't say nothing. We supposed, it's all right. We just love each other. What kind of, that ain't right. But if I steal from one of them or break in their car, I gotta go to jail if I get caught. But they don't get no charge for what they did. The Lord not going out like this. Revenge brings peace. All right, well, war, you gotta have a balance. You gotta have, to get peace, you gotta go to war. I know I'm saying to get peace, you gotta go to war, right? Okay, so are they wrong for bombing them nations over there?
Kingdom will not be given to another people.
Okay, they're not wrong. I mean, they're wrong. They're wrong. So I'm saying if Osama bin Laden, they should have went over there to Osama bin Laden was like, oh, it's cool. We love you. Come on, just come on over here. We love you. He don't get no judgment.
Well, I mean, see, also, that's just wishful thinking. Because obviously, in this world, they don't work like that.
It don't work like that, yeah.
So I get it.
So in the Most High eyes, it don't work like that.
In an ideal world, I would hope that. Because I know about it.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, now you don't supposed to be trying to get revenge on your own people, on another so-called black, Latino, Native, and Seminole entity. You're supposed to have mercy upon them. You're supposed to be like, all right, well, I'll let that slide. But for the other nations, they done went too far, so they got a judgment. Give me Amos 1.
Come.
Y'all said something about that?
Brother, you say revenge is wrong, right? That's what you believe? It's just yes or no?
Yes, but I get it.
No, that's still, you're still giving both answers. It's yes or no, definitively. Is it yes or no?
Revenge doesn't bring peace, right? So yeah.
It doesn't bring peace, right? So we shouldn't enact revenge as a people. Yes or no? As a people, so-called black men and black men, should we enact revenge for what happened to us in slavery? Yes or no? Not a but. It's yes or no.
Like that question cannot answer, but it answers right.
Why not? It's really not. I can answer it. Yes. It's just, I mean, it's not that. Like, so I'll say it like this, right? You're acting like that when I ask you that between black and white. You have a brother? If I ran in a house and shot your brother dead, are you gonna just let me do that?
Nah.
So you're gonna kill me, but it's wrong for us to go up against the oppressor who's oppressed us for centuries. You don't see the issue with that? You don't see how that's a psychological issue you got going on in your head? And matter of fact, I'll show you how it's even deeper. You said,
But that's kind of like.
no, bro, that's a psychological issue.
Wait.
Hold on, no, I gotta finish my thought. Hold on, brother. Let me finish my thought. That don't matter. That don't matter. Let me finish this thought real fast. You said when you first came up here, you said the world's messed up because of hate. Now you have to think about who rules the world. If you really think about it, what nation of people is ruling the world? You know the answer to that. Everybody up here knows the answer to that. What do they look like? Yeah, I know you don't want to say it. I know the reason I know why you don't want to say it is the same reason why you don't want to enact revenge on them, but you'll kill me for killing your brother. That's what it is. That's what it is, man. You have to realize that's a psychological disorder we got. You'll be more willing to kill somebody who looks just like you than the people who subjugated you people, taught you everything you know and that ideology you have in your head. Now they want to say, no, it's not. It's not.
It doesn't matter what you are.
Did that happen with their lips though? Does that continue to happen today? What if a police officer killed your brother?
Then I'm gonna have to do something, right?
Yeah. But don't that happen to all of us? Where did police come from? Where did the police? You know where police came from in America? Yeah, where the police come from? Slave catchers. They were slave catchers. That's where police came from. So yes, you can Google it. Even the badge they wear is the same as that badge they wore back in the day. Yeah, they do. Like that's why you have to realize that like America really hasn't changed. Just like how they killed your brother before, in slavery time, they still killing us now. That's why I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm asking you. That's why I'm asking you. Like, should we enact revenge for this? Because you will kill me if I kill your brother. If a white man kills your brother right now, you will kill him. But you don't feel any type of remorse, no, not really remorse, any anger for this? Look at this. Look at that, bro. Could you imagine, right? You impregnated your wife, and then like they what they used to do is to take slaves who were the women who were with child, they're like 9 months, about to have a baby. Could you imagine that's your wife? They go hang her up and they cut the baby out and stomp it right in front of you. Could you imagine that? They did that.
I'd be mad as hell.
You'd be mad as hell. So now you have to realize, like that's something that'll make you mad. They did it for centuries. That's hundreds of years, centuries. All the way up to this point to give you this ideology that, oh, you gotta love us now after they done built up everything in America.
I get it. I really do. But it's also like, maybe if I didn't have like, okay, say this, maybe if I didn't have like white friends, because like,
There it is. Maybe if I didn't have white friends.
But listen, but it's because like, it's like, I know I have like, he's super cool, right? You know, he don't say anything racist. He actually knows everything about black people. You know, he's from black people. But he ain't never done a wrong proposition, right? Never. Now, it's a different story. But I don't want to pin all of that.
But the Lord don't pin it on him what his ancestors did. Give me
Well, then,
Amos.
they can do it.
All right, give me Amos 5:7. Give me Amos. Give me that. Amos 5:7.
I just want to let that be known. I knew you said that. I knew you said that. He said,
Watch this. Turn judgment in one way, the rest.
Oh, it's the Amos 5 about our fathers have died and we buried their iniquity.
Our fathers have died and we buried their iniquity. Lamentations, watch this. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Hey, watch this. So the Lord, look, his ancestors did it. Watch, the Lord gonna give the same judgment for what his ancestors did. Watch this, brother. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
It reads, our fathers have sinned
Yeah, they fathers sinned. Go ahead.
and are not,
And not, they gone. They ancestors gone. The slave owners gone, right? Go ahead.
and we have borne their iniquity. Boom, they borne their iniquity. So what their ancestors did, they're going to get a judgment for what their ancestors did. Just the same way we get a judgment for what our ancestors did. Boom. That's all I'm talking about. The Lord is just, man. He got a just balance. You know?
The book of Job, chapter 21 and verse 19. God layeth up his
I can hear y'all.
God layeth up his iniquity
God layeth up his iniquity. The Heavenly Father layeth up his iniquity. Go ahead.
for his children.
For his what?
Children.
For his children. So they let you know it's going to be a judgment for these descendants of the Edomites that did this so-called rape, rob, and murder. All right. So they're going to get a judgment too. The Lord not letting, ain't no damn escape route. Ain't no damn scenic route. All right. You're going into the damn slave field. All right, go ahead.
He rewardeth him, and he shall know it.
He shall know it. They shall know it. So they're going to know when the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah come. All right?
I got another
You get
precept.
it. Now you get it. That's good. Give me Nehemiah 8 and 8.
God.
I want to ask you.
Give me Amos 1 and
Got it.
Nah, so what you think about the Bible now? Now that you like, you always was into the Bible, or what you
I've
just?
never really got
Oh, okay,
I've
okay,
never really been in this context.
okay. Yeah.
So that's,
Give me.
so I don't really like,
Ecclesiastes Sirach 17 and 11.
so like even with the same stuff that the white people told me,
Yeah,
I never
trash, yeah.
I
'cause
never really cared.
that's what came with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you know this not,
Like,
this ain't.
even when I was younger, when I had to go to church, you know, you go to like big old like, we like,
Yeah, this garbage. Ain't no white man finna
you know
come
what
and
I'm saying?
say.
Like, what?
Yeah, you know.
But that's one thing that I've always
You got new in your spirit, yeah. Watch this, because this ain't a religion. This your heritage. Watch this.
The book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 11. Beside this, he gave them knowledge
Knowledge, we don't.
and the law of life
Law of life, we don't.
for an heritage.
For what?
Heritage.
For a heritage. So this our heritage. This ain't a religion like people that took our the book that the Israelites made and made all type of religions with it, all type of basically hogwash with it. From Egypt. You hear that? Okay, well, it don't matter because that's what we say. We ain't with religion. This our heritage. Our forefathers left us this. The way we supposed to live our life, like you said in the Bible, this our heritage, not a religion. That's why we don't deal with Christianity, none of that. We just out here speaking the truth of the Heavenly Father and trying to enlighten our people and be fishers of men.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back. Yeah, I always come back.
He did come back. He came back the first time. He came back the first
And
time.
one thing I will say, I implemented the word.
Okay,
All
this is
praise.
over.
And then, but
What's your name?
Jalen.
Jalen. All right.
Yeah, but I run into like girls.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, well, the only girl you need to be chasing is wisdom, man.
Huh.
I try to
Because these women ain't gonna lead you to nowhere. Give me First Ezra's watch this. Let me show you a scripture.
Watch this. Let me
Since you
bring
said
it back.
something.
Bring it back.
Proverbs 31 and 10.
Get it.
You give me First Ezra's 4 and 26. Let me show you something before you
Y'all
go.
got
Yeah, through the Spirit of the Lord, man.
I
That's all
said
I
one
know.
thing, y'all like, all right, hold on.
Con.
Yeah, because your forefathers knew what you was gonna be saying through the Spirit.
Con. The book of First Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 26. Yea, many there be. It's a lot. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women.
Yeah, many have run out of their wits for women.
And became servants for their sakes.
Became servants for their sake. So don't, a lot of men, that's where they mess up at. They run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sake. Go ahead.
Con. Con. Verse 27. Many also have perished.
What?
Perished.
How many dudes you done seen get killed over a woman? A lot. You know what I'm saying? That's in the Bible right here, man.
Read on. Have erred and sinned for women.
Women, yeah. So, boom. The woman you need to be chasing first is
Wisdom.
wisdom. Then the women gonna come. Because wisdom maketh a man face to shine. All right?
I got.
Remember that.
I got one precept for you. So, like I said, like you said earlier, you know, you got your white friends and things like that. But understand this: the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 9. Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. Essentially, we understand that this happened to us. You have to understand this thing called Stockholm Syndrome. That's where the captive embraces the ways of the captor. They may be your friends, but never trust your enemy. Look, over there earlier, you understood that your enemy put you on the slave ship. You understood that. And they had children. And those children benefited from your people's slavery. Those are still your
always
enemies.
have it in the back of your head. Don't just be out here for delusional.
Exactly.
I ain't saying you can't be cool with them, but you gotta be. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta
That
clear
part.
this up, you know what I'm saying? All right, well, bet. I'll holler at you. What's your name?
Jalen.
Jalen Rose.
All right, bro.
All right.
All right, man.